This is episode 8. Clap it up. We made it to episode 8. I've been sick for the past few days, so I'll talk about that a little bit. I was taking a shower and I was like, what should I talk about? And then I was just getting fed all of these different things to talk about, so God will let me remember them. I won't rely on my own memory for this. So first thing is I've been sick. I woke up 2 days ago. I was feeling really sluggish. I was like dozing off 2 times throughout the day, and I felt like absolute garbage. And I was like, why am I feeling like this? I've no reason to feel like this. And then I was very irritable too. I can admit I snapped at my mom later that night, and I didn't feel good about that. And I think we're good now. We have this weird relationship. I can talk about my mom more, but we got this weird relationship because like shit'll happen. Like we'll get angry at each other, and then it just dissipates. And then we'll get angry at each other at some other point, and then it's just gone the next day. We'll see each other, wake up, hey, good morning. Right? I don't like saying, I'm not necessarily a morning person, so I don't like saying, good morning. I like to be alone a lot. I've kind of found that out, where I, like, right now, I'm by myself, and I feel like I'm not walking on eggshells, which is nice. Because I feel like when I live with other people, sometimes I feel like that, depending on, the person. And I don't grow to, like, hate them. Like, I don't hate my mom, but I just feel like being around other people, it's harder to be yourself. So when I'm, like, alone, I don't know, I can play my music loud, and I don't know, I act different. I'm going off the top of my head. I didn't really write down too much for this episode because I've been falling apart the past few days. So I apologize if we're a little sporadic here. That tends to happen when I go off the top of my head. But I had that day where I felt shitty 2 days ago, and then I was like falling asleep throughout the day, felt super irritable, shitty. That's the best way to describe it, just absolute garbage. And then I slept like 12 hours, woke up, and I was like, I feel like garbage, I'm probably sick. And when I got up, I was in shambles. Like I was feeling that achiness. Every single bone and joint in my body felt like it needed some WD-40. Like it was a rusty hinge. It was just awful. Like every time, walking hurt, sitting hurt, laying down hurt. Like it hurt to do anything and to not do anything at all. So it was like there's no winning in that situation. So yesterday I did absolutely nothing. I literally sat down, laid down, made food, took care of doggo, and then I just sat down and watched Baki all day, and then I watched this is like my first time watching anime in a fat minute, and I'm liking it. I'm getting back into it. I have these on and off like seasons where I don't really want to watch anime, and I just want to watch like film, like real people. And then I have these seasons where it's just like I want to binge watch anime all day, every day. So I'm kind of going through one of those seasons now where I'm like, I don't want to do anything else. I just want to watch anime. And that's dangerous because, you don't get the responsibilities done. I want to talk about, I'm remembering here, managing, the things you do throughout your day, like your checklist of things that you need to do. Because sometimes I think I remember seeing a clip of Theo Von talk about this, and it was like, are you really living, or are you just checking things off a checklist, right? Are you just checking boxes? Are you just doing tasks throughout your day? So I want to be more mindful of that, because I find that sometimes when I add too many things on my plate and I do so many little things, then I do them, but I don't feel like, I feel accomplished, but it's hard to do them all, But if it's like, all you have to do today is eat, take a shower, and clean something, or like watch anime. Like when I was sick, it was easy to accomplish the things I wanted to accomplish because there were so few of them, right? And that's just a basic example. It doesn't really do it justice, but if all you have to do are a few simple things versus 80, 100 little tiny things, then it's harder to accomplish those many things. So maybe I should keep my list of things shortened a little bit, because I feel like right now it's a little too much. But anyway, I did like nothing yesterday and I felt great about it. And then I was like, I'm not feeling 100% today. I'm feeling 80, 85, 90% max. Maximum 90%. I still don't feel 100% now, but when I wake up tomorrow, I'll feel good. And yesterday I felt good about doing nothing because I feel like God needed to slow me down a little bit, and he needed to make me feel physical pain a little more. I reflected on that earlier today. I was like, yeah, I needed this. I needed God to just pump the brakes real quick, because I was another thing, I actually watched an anime today, and it was like a nurse talking to a kid who was sick, and she said that it catches up to you. It's like tension, and then like you could feel fine, because the kid felt fine until the morning, and then he got a cold and he was like passing out throughout the day, kind of like what I was going through. It's a little uncanny. It was like pretty similar. And when he woke up in the nurse's office, because his friends got him there, she was saying, because he was like, oh, I was fine until this morning. She was like, well, maybe you've been, like, it could be mental too. Like, you could be just completely worn out and then a sickness takes over. I think my mind was so sporadic, and it was just chaos. It was just so chaotic all the time. And physically, I feel like I just fell apart. And, I struggle with falling asleep. That's been a thing for a long time now. Years. I could talk about that later. Tons of different things that I struggle with when it comes to sleep. So I'm always trying to improve my sleep. I've been going to sleep earlier. I try to be asleep by like 10 o'clock instead of like 12, 1, 2, 3. I've also had trouble meditating as well. Like the past few weeks, it's just been so difficult. Like, I don't know, sometimes like derealization and depersonalization, I feel like sometimes I'm not really living. But anyways, I was sick. I'm sick, and sorry, I'm getting off track here, off topic. But I've been sick, and I think it all just caught up to me, and God needed me to pump the brakes. So I'm really thankful for that. So I thank you, Lord, for slowing me down, because I was moving 100 miles an hour. I don't know if anyone can relate to like your mind. It feels like it's just moving too fast. Like, have you ever tried to, like, you think of things and you're trying to write them down, but your mind is going like 5 words ahead every second, and you can only write one down. So it's like you're thinking of the next thing, and then you just mess up, and you keep messing up, and you have to go back, and it's frustrating. So it's like your mind's moving too fast to be in sync. So I was feeling that a little bit. I was just feeling a ton of different things. I have orientation for my new job tomorrow. I just wanted to throw that out there because that just popped in my head. But yeah, today I did basically nothing as well. And I felt really shitty that I've done nothing. I mean, I've done 2 loads of laundry. I was supposed to unload the dishwasher. I need to do that. But I just feel like, I don't know. I just haven't done anything all today. And yesterday I felt so good about doing nothing, and today I've done nothing and I feel crappy about it, even though I reserved these 2 days to do nothing. So I wonder why I feel like that. Oh yeah, I need to post more videos on TikTok. I'm sorry. Just because I'm sick doesn't mean that I can't post videos. It's as simple as like um taking a cut of the podcast episodes, episode 7, and then just cutting it, cutting up a little clip and then putting it out there with the nice witty caption. I mean, it's not really hard. It takes maybe 10 minutes to get like 2 of those done or whatever. I try to do like 1 to 2 a day, but I just haven't been consistent. And then when you fall behind, you feel like you have to catch up. That's another thing. Sometimes we feel like we're so far behind in life, and whether it be schoolwork or our job or whatever it is, and we feel like we fall behind, and maybe we are. Sometimes it's best to just leave the shit that you didn't get done and move on, because if you're always trying to catch up, you never will. But if you just cut out the other shit, like let's say you miss 3 things for school and you have 2 to do today, say fuck the 3 things and just do the 2 that you need to do today, and then when you have time, if you can, do the ones that you were late on or didn't get done. But if you always do the late ones, then you may not ever get full credit, or you may fuck yourself over. But like, I find that when you just go clean slate, focusing on what I need to do today instead of doing yesterday's and today's work, it's much less stressful. And oftentimes when you get the things that you need to get done today, you're able to do more. Like if you're for me, I take cold showers, and the minimum is I don't negotiate with myself. So I set 2 parameters. One is bare minimum, 4 minutes, maybe a little, like 4:30, whatever. So a little over 4 minutes in the cold shower. That's bare minimum. Now, if I want to, and that's just cold, like I hop in, it's cold, and we just go straight in. And this is honestly the harder route, and I know it is, so that's why my brain chooses the 4 minute over the 6+ minute, because if I want to have some hot water on me, if I want to use hot water before, then I can do hot water, but then I have to do 6 minutes of cold right after, right? So my brain automatically chooses the 4 minute, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to do the extra 2 minutes. So, and also it's harder when you go from hot to cold. If you've ever been in a hot tub, that's a common misconception. Sometimes people go like and do a cold spritz, and yes, that's useful when you're initially getting into it, but going from hot to cold is a terrible idea, because when I do it right as I wake up in the morning, or like after I work out, so I'm kind of neutral. But if your body's like super hot and then you go into the cold, it's like getting out of a hot tub and jumping into a cold pool. It's super, super opposite ends of the spectrum. So it's much, much more difficult, because not only is it more time, but the difference is catastrophic. So my brain always chooses the 4 minutes. So I've kind of indoctrinated my mind into choosing the quote unquote like easier option. So I don't know, that's kind of nice. That's one thing that took me a little while, because cold showers can be intimidating. It's like with anything that you may not necessarily want to do. But when I was sick, like this morning, I took a cold shower and I felt fantastic. Like it really wakes you up, it gets you going. So I recommend those. It's also nice to do them before and after you work out. Again, doing one's better than nothing, but there was a study done where this guy, middle-aged man, he had, the testosterone levels of like an 18-year-old boy, because he took cold showers before and after instead of just after or just before. So it increases testosterone levels a lot. So I used to do that, but I haven't been to the gym since like November. So like early November. So I just do it one time per day. But when I do go to the gym, eventually when I get back into it, uh, then I will do two. I am making excuses. I do admit that. They closed the gym down. I used to go to Fitness 19, and it was really close to my house. It was like 5 minutes away. It was maybe like a 10-minute jog. So I used to go to Fitness 19 all the time, and then when I came back from GCU, they closed it down by the time I got back, like right before I got back, maybe a few weeks or a month before. So it really sucked because I expected to come back and carry, 3, 4, 5 months worth of gym progress into my like consistent every single day gym progress back into my life. Now all we have is an LA Fitness here. So I despise LA Fitness. I don't like the layout. I think it's so stupid. I feel like half their equipment is utter bullshit. It's just utter shit. I don't fuck with LA Fitness all that much. Like it's fun if you're just trying to go and hang out, but like I don't like being looked at in the gym. Like I'm literally just trying to go in, have a nice time, get on the bike, go hit legs, not talk to anybody, and if I do talk to them, like be chill. But with the layout, it's like the cardio is above all the weights, so no matter what you're doing, you're always being looked at. There's the basketball courts, the pickleball, or the not the pickleball, the racquetball court, and like all the shit surrounds, even the front desk surrounds the weights in the middle of the gym. So no matter what, you're fucked wherever you go. Fitness 19 was like super small. So and I had people from my school and like friends that and acquaintances that would go there. So it was like I knew people and I was cool with them or whatever. And my sister came there after I started going there a few months later, and she liked it and she met some cool people there. So it was like and I knew the staff as well, and I was thinking about getting a job there, but they closed down. So I got kind of fucked, and I just haven't gone to the gym since. I do cardio and push-ups and stuff every day, but it's not the same. I have goals of wanting to do a show, bodybuilding. Right now I'm in no particular shape for that. I'm not even close to that yet. I'm super light. I don't have as much mass as I did even, in November. I was like 170 plus, and I don't know what my peak weight was, but now I'm down to like 155, so I'm not even close to where I was, and even 170 isn't even close to where I need to be for a show. So I'm not expecting to do it within the next few years. But it's definitely possible. 100%. It would take a lot of time, effort, and training. But I definitely have what it takes to do it, and I'm really, really passionate about bodybuilding. I love bodybuilding. I have for years now, years and years. I absolutely love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think it's art. I genuinely believe it's an art form. Yeah, I love it. This is something I have in my notes. This is good because I just took a 2-day break. I wrote this down. Is it okay to take breaks? I've been questioning it for a little while now. I get scared to take breaks. I feel like I halt everything if I take a day off, or that I'm doing something wrong. I feel torn between wanting to work all the time every day and the people around me being a bad influence, trying to pull me down into a pit of laziness. Sometimes they win, sometimes I take a day off, and I just want to work. I need to work on being all in on work, and then all in on relaxing. That's something I still need to work on. I need to go out more as well. I love being with certain people, and others it feels like torture. I love hanging out with people I consider family, but I just don't see them enough. I feel a little isolated and trapped sometimes, trapped in my house or confined to a certain location. I don't like where I am right now, and that's okay. I'm not where I want to be, but me being here right now is where I need to be at this point in time in my life. I have to suffer to then appreciate the success in full. Alright, I'm gonna talk about self-love, self-respect, and self-hate, because I think a lot of people suffer with those, and I suffer with that for a long time. I didn't like myself. I wasn't as a kid. I was very insecure and, quite frankly, a bitch. I was not a good person, and I did a lot of heinous things. I'm not proud of my past, and I wouldn't want to ever do them again. But I'm glad that I suffered, right? I'm glad that I was a garbage human being. Oh, God just reminded me to talk about role models and lost causes. This goes along with it as well, because we're talking about this. That was one thing I remembered in the shower. So with self-love, it's difficult because we go our whole lives and, we're not even taught how to really love anyone else or be in love with other people. Love is a tricky topic, and I can go over a lot of different things about it. And I'm no expert, but I've definitely had my share of relationships with people, different relationships with people, and I've definitely made a lot of mistakes in that category, so I can totally help people with it. So self-love is tricky because not only are we not really taught how to love someone else, but we're not taught how to love ourselves at all. And a lot of people deal with self-hate and these internalized ideas of themselves as people. And this is tricky because there's a lot of personal things I could say, but I really don't want to. So I do apologize, because I know they would help you guys, but I don't feel comfortable sharing that with you. I'm sorry. But I've dealt with self-love and self-hate, and now I absolutely love myself. And one thing I can say that's applicable to anything, the hierarchy of where you place yourself, God, and other people. So heartbreak, I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but here, I think I have a quote. Fuck the quote, I don't need it. Heartbreak happens when you put someone else over yourself and God. The only time you can really experience heartbreak, in my opinion, is when you put someone else over yourself and God, right? Because if God is number one, he always has to be number one. Because if you put yourself over God, you'll experience heartbreak and you'll be humbled. And I've done that. And if you put someone else over yourself and God, again, you'll be humbled, and the heartbreak, might even be worse. I don't know. It might be unequal, but, I haven't had God in my life. That is the worst pain imaginable. When you go through the worst pain, nothing else hurts as bad, right? When you put yourself over God, you get humbled. When you put someone else over you and him, you get humbled. I've done both. It sucks ass. Don't do it. Trust me, right? Don't fucking do it. God is always number one. Always put him number one. Always. And I sometimes drift away from him and I don't even realize it. And then he brings me back to the route. And I'm so thankful he does. And it's really hard sometimes. And you don't even realize you're falling away from him until he brings you back. And you're like, ah, shit. I didn't even realize it. I didn't mean to. So that's really scary. And then you have to be number two, because you can't help anyone else until you help yourself. I know it sounds cliche, but even if you take someone else's burden and put it on your back, you can't fully heal them, so they're just going to get that burden back, and you're going to deal with the old burden. So everyone is injured, no one is helped, and you fucked yourself and them. But if you're in a place where you absolutely love yourself and you put yourself over everyone else besides God, then you can be of use, and you can say, oh yeah, I can take that load for you. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, let me carry some of that for you. And you can actually help people heal that way. But if you're broken, you can't help anyone else. I falsely helped people, quote unquote. I'm doing the quote. When I say quote unquote, I'm literally doing the quotation marks with my hands. I do that. I'm working on being more, what is it when you use your hands when you speak? Anyways, more expressive, whatever. When you're broken and you can't even heal yourself, you really can't help anyone else. And I've falsely helped people, and I've hurt people as well, and all I meant was to help them, but I was broken and I was hurt, and I didn't realize it at the time. Also, I struggled with not knowing what I truly wanted and the underlying desires for why I did things. I didn't know why I did things, right? Why did I want that thing? Did I really want it? And I say why so often now. My friend Kevin, I think I've talked about him. I've talked about him before on here. He told me, when we're talking, you say why a lot. You question everything. And I'm not being skeptical. That's something that members of my family are they're very skeptical of everything that is presented with them. Not in a good way. It's good to question it. Like, is this a valid reason or a valid source or a valid, thing? Is this real? Right? But there's skepticism to where you could be presented with genuinely good information that's reliable, and it's brushed off and it's not validated. I don't know if that's the word, but it's like they don't believe anything, right? Because if you question everything, then you can believe it. But if you're skeptical of everything, you don't accept anything. So that's one thing that I've tried not to let rub off on me. Like, so there's so many, when you pay attention to the qualities that you want in yourself, you pay attention to the qualities of other people around you. That is a bar and a half, I tell you. And when you're paying attention to the qualities around you, the good, you also get the bad. So in my family especially, because those are the people I identify them with the most, it just hurts because part of me doesn't resent them but doesn't want to be around them, It's like, because I don't want their qualities to rub off on me. Yes, they have some good ones that I like, but just skepticism and negativity, and it's just it makes, I don't want to be a bitter, angry, hateful person. I just want to love people, and I say that, I love everything in its entirety, and I love everyone and everything. And lately I haven't. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been loving everything, and I've been very angry and anxious and scattered. And I was thinking about this in the shower, and I was thinking, hurt people. I don't want to hurt people, so I can't be hurt. I can't let myself be hurt, or I'll hurt people. So I won't allow it. I won't allow myself to be hurt anymore. No matter what, I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care. Like, yes, things matter, but ultimately I don't give a fuck. So I'm sorry if that's hard for some people to understand. I just don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care. I don't give a shit if you don't like something about me. Like with growing my hair out. Today, I was finally able to tie up my hair because it just became long enough. I've been growing it out for months, and I've been told to cut it. I've been told to do this, that, and the other. And I had to shut people out because I was like, no, I want to try this. I want to do this. And I'm not going to listen to anyone's bullshit. And I was finally able to tie it up, and I was so happy and thankful. I'm so grateful that God's let me have hair, because there's people that don't have hair, or they suffer with hair loss, or they have, something where they can't have hair. So I'm grateful that I have hair that I can tie up, and we got this far, right? And now I can, I can cut it when I want to and things like that. Like, I have options. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm connecting my beard right now, because right now I just have the chin and the stash, whatever you want to call it, and I want to connect the whole thing so then I can do something with the top. But anyways, I just don't care anymore. I'm gonna curse here. I don't give a fuck if you like me or you don't, or you think a certain thing about me. I really don't care. I don't care what my family thinks about me, right? I don't care what they want for me. I don't, like, if you want bad for me, then fuck you. If you want good for me, then cool, but that doesn't influence what I'm gonna do, and it shouldn't, and I can't let it. I can't let people hurt me anymore, or I'm gonna hurt people, and I don't want that, so I'm not gonna allow it. I won't allow negative people to influence. I'm gonna talk about the difference between a single person podcast / show and one with multiple people having a conversation. With it just being me in these episodes, I hold a conversation, quote unquote, with myself, and I'm talking to you guys, but there isn't any reciprocation there. There's no one else talking back. I'm just listening to music. There's no one there to bring up any points that I may have missed or their views on a topic. It's just me and my character and my viewpoints. I'd like to have partners, guests on maybe every week or every other week, but as of right now I don't have the equipment for more than one person, so it's just me, and that's okay. I have a lot to give, and I feel like we're doing well throughout these weeks. I do like this upload schedule. It feels so much more realistic and doable. It was really hard to record 3 times a week just because finding time to do it. But if I record in lump sums, I just gotta find a time where I can get an hour and 15 minutes in. It's hard to find 3 points of time throughout the week to sit down and record, versus 2 times. It's like, oh, I can record, Wednesday, and then edit, and then upload Friday, and then I can find time throughout the weekend or whatever. It just depends, and my schedule will shift when, I have a work schedule established. So if I'm working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nights, like midday to late, then I can totally record maybe Thursday for Monday's episode, and I can find time to edit beforehand. But I like recording at night, so I can record Friday's episode on Tuesday or Monday, because I can edit in the morning and then post and then record later that night, right? So it's much more time instead of having to record, edit, post, record, edit, post, record, edit, post, maybe 1 day break, right? And now now that I've had this time to reflect on my schedules more, I want to be more intentional with my time. I don't want to just be doing things for the sake of doing things. Sometimes you need to do them, right? Like if I need to go to the gym, I give the gym example, but everyone, in my opinion, every person, man, woman, child, should be in the gym at some point, right? A little kid shouldn't be pushing 500 pounds on a hack squat, right? But they should be doing some sort of lifting, because it's so beneficial. It's so good, even from a young age. And those people in the comments that say, oh, weightlifting at a young age isn't good for your growth or your bones, or it's bullshit. I'm telling you, there's studies out there that prove you wrong. I lifted from 7th grade till now, and I was what, 13, 14 in 7th grade, and I'm 19. Yeah, I'm 19. So it's like I've been doing this for a long time. Long time. I think I was like 13. So I've been doing this for a long time, and that's that's really consistent work. I've done pretty much every sport under the sun besides cricket or Have I played cricket? I don't think so. Cricket or like, I don't know, some other random sport. Like I've literally done everything. I've tried every single sport. I've played everything. I guarantee it. I can't think of any other sport. I mean, maybe I played cricket like one time just to like try it, like as like a unit in PE. You know, I don't think we had. I don't know. Maybe I've played it. I don't know. But I love sports. I love weightlifting. I love bodybuilding. I love all sports. I love combat sports. I love it. I love it all. And I've done it all. So, and I've studied everything when it comes to diet, different diets, the foods that we eat, all the nutrients, and I want to learn more about vitamins and supplements, and I've learned about tons of different things, and I know my stuff to a certain degree, right? And I'm always trying to learn more, which is good. I don't think we should ever really settle for stagnance. I don't think we should ever stop learning. I think we should always be learning. Like, I was thinking about this. This was just a random thought, but like if I was running for president, I would want to be very transparent. And I know that doesn't win because, you know, we got a lot of fucked up shit in America. A lot of things are corrupt. And if I was ever running for president, I would want to be transparent. I'm not guaranteeing I would win. I highly doubt I would. But if I was asked about like global warming, I would say, well, I'm not going to confirm nor deny global warming because I would want to be educated by scientists, and I mean good scientists that aren't paid for by certain people, that aren't don't have big corporations in their pocket. I would want genuine good studies on global warming, get the facts straight, and be educated, because I'm not a scientist, right? I can't confirm nor deny the existence and the real impact of global warming, so why should I comment on it, right? Until I'm educated on the facts. So things like that. I think we should always be open to learning and more knowledge, because the more you know, you realize in the grand scheme of things, you know nothing. The people that know very little think they know everything, but when you know a lot and you keep gaining more knowledge and then you widen your perspective, you make everything more broad, and you look at everything from above, you're like, man, I know jack shit. I know nothing. I'm sorry I'm cursing so much in this episode, but it's the best way to convey it, to convey my emotions. I know nothing, and I can admit that. Like, I know a lot about I know a little about a lot, and that's a good thing. I know a lot about many different areas, and I feel like me in myself, I'm a niche. Like, that's a whole nother thing. But Gary Vee was talking about, like, he was talking to this one guy, and this guy was like, man, I want to make content on so many things. He was like, but I don't want to, go down one little lane, and like, I don't want to focus on one niche. I want to do everything. And he's like, Gary was like, you are the niche. You don't need to do just knitting. That was an example I made up, or hockey, or golf, or whatever, or painting. You can do it all, and people can tune into you because you are the niche, right? So, I've been trying to do everything, and at the same time, I do nothing because I'm trying to do everything. So I need to focus on. Sorry to just transition like that, but I need to focus on doing the important things and cutting out all the bullshit, because sometimes I add too many little habits that I want to accrue. But yeah, anyways, I'm niche. So if you love everything from health, God, sports, books, philosophy, whatever it be, I want to learn more about other religions. Again, I want to read the Quran because I think it's so amazing. I want to learn more about different religions so I can relate to my Muslim brothers. because I have a lot of friends, brothers that are Muslim, and I wanna know their culture, and I think it's amazing because there's such passionate people, and there's so many of them, and uh, I wanna understand them better. I tried fasting for a few weeks, and part of me wants to, well, if I do go back into like, because winter is kind of bulking season, um, I would definitely be eating 3-4 meals a day. It just depends because I find it hard to eat meals like when you're working a job, so I don't know how I would really do that. But when you eat like 3, 4, 5 meals a day, you kind of get used to it. Ronnie Coleman says it best. Like, he was waking up 3 in the morning to eat, you know? That was just an example, but he would wake up in the middle of the night to eat, and he was like, it seems like a lot eating like 6 meals a day, because he would eat like 5, 6 meals a day, but he's eating every 3 hours on like clockwork, every hour on the hour. But he got used to it, so his body always wanted more food, more food, more food, more food. So he was always hungry, and I found myself like that. So I feel like not only I don't have good genetics, but I've seen some of my potential, and I know that I could definitely do it 100%. Because I eat really, really healthy, really, really clean. Not these past few days because I've been sick. I've just been eating like shit. But I eat very clean, very healthy. I watch what I put in my body. I eat organic and stuff like that. But yeah, everything from diet, nutrition, everything health. I'm really into health. Video games. I love video games. I love reading. I love shogi. I love chess. I'm just looking around my room. I love candles. I love everything. I love fashion. I love manga, anime. I love movies, like good quality movies. I like Star Wars, Marvel, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. I love all that shit. I love collector shit. I love like Pokemon cards. I love so many things. I love board games, card games. I love everything. Uno's my favorite card game, by the way. I was looking at Uno Flip. I have the deck there. Which that reminds me. Oh, I love painting as well. I painted with my boy Sam. I was looking at a painting there. I have another painting there. But I was looking at Uno Flip, and that reminded me, I want to start, one thing I've really, really wanted to do is start a gaming channel. Because ever since I was young, I wanted to, all my boys wanted to be YouTubers. Every single one of us, every kid now wants to be a quote-unquote influencer. I despise that word. I'm not going to say hate, because I don't like that word either, but I despise the word influencer because it's such BS. It's such BS because you could make videos on TikTok and claim you're an influencer, but you're not influencing anyone. You're doing jack shit. You're doing a try-on haul from Shein. Like, no, you're not influencing anyone. Maybe you're influencing them to buy more clothes, but it's like you're not helping anyone, right? I'm not an influencer, but until you change people's lives, right? That's when you're truly an influencer. You're a content creator. That's what if you post videos on the internet, you're a content creator. That's it. Once you change people's lives for the better, that's when you're an influencer. And I don't mean buying clothes, because that's BS, and they know it. But yeah, I just don't like that word. I also don't like the word celebrity, because you're kind of putting them on a pedestal. The only person you should put above you is God, Jesus Christ. I don't believe in putting other people above. I believe you can look up to them and be like, you know what? I like certain attributes that they have, but they're also a flawed human being that is damned from birth, and that is, that sins, right? I was gonna say sinner, but I heard somewhere like you shouldn't say sinner. You should say like you sin or whatever, because there was a different connotation between the two. So I'm not gonna comment on that, but I don't believe we should put so much weight on what celebrities or politicians or people with large audiences. I don't think we should put so much influence in what they say, right? I think we should look at what they offer and be like, you know what, this is a good human being from what I see, right? I like a lot of controversial people, but But like, let's say if I like Keanu Reeves is a celebrity, right? So like Keanu Reeves is a celebrity, and I genuinely believe he's a good person. Him and like LeBron James, and rest in peace Kobe Bryant and Shaq. I love Shia LaBeouf, and I love Kanye West, and I don't care what anyone says about Kanye. My mom, she does not like Kanye. She doesn't like a lot of people. Neither does my sister. I can call them out. I'll say it to your face. I'll say it to their face. I only say things not like behind people's backs about people that I would say to their face, right? So if my sister was like, if I said, "Oh, my sister's stupid," I'll go up to her and say like, "You're fucking stupid," you know? Like I'll say it, but like I don't actually mean that. But yeah, I'll say that to like Sam. I don't know. I just threw out his name. Or if I'm saying it to like a friend, I'll be like, "Hey, my sister's fucking stupid. She did this dumb thing," and then I'll go up to her and I'll be like, "Yeah, you did this fucking stupid thing. Don't do that again." You know? So that was just an example, but like I'll only mention other people and say things about them if I would say it to their face, because then it doesn't really feel like you're talking about them behind, their back. Even though, I mean, technically I am, but I'll say it to their face. I can call her up right now and be like, "Hey, you're fucking stupid. I love you. Bye." You know? And she always picks up. That's one thing I love about my sister. She always picks up. You call her, it rings for maybe 3 seconds, and then boom, she picks up every single fucking time. If I was on the street and someone said, "Hey, we'll give you $10 or $100 if you call this person," they pick up the first time. Oh, she picks up in like 10 seconds or less. She always has her phone on her. She always texts back within like 5 minutes. I absolutely love that about her. I think it's such a good quality, and a lot of people don't reply to other people because they want to feel like, people that have, and this may be you, and I'm calling you out right now, whoever's listening to this, if you have like 800 people, 500 missed calls, and you just don't respond to people because you want to feel like a celebrity, respectfully, fuck you. Fuck you, seriously. Like, just because you want to feel like you're more important, I think that's an insecurity that you have. Fuck you was a little harsh. I'm sorry for saying that twice. But if you don't respond to people, or you take hours to respond to people, and you have the time and you look at the messages, you're an asshole. Respectfully, you're an asshole. You're a piece of shit. I'm sorry, but it fucking kills me, people who do that. Maybe it's because my phone's dry, and I don't know everyone else's situation with that. Like, yes, if you're getting thousands of messages a day, it's kind of hard to respond to all of them. But if you got 10 people texting you a day and you don't respond to them, and you wait hours or like an hour, that shit pisses me off. Or like, if you wait a certain time before like snapping someone back, I don't use Snap, but like texting someone back or whatever, and you wait. I don't like playing games. I'm here to, I text you, I want a response. I call you, I want you to listen, and I want us to talk. Or you call me or you text me. I respect your time. It's a lack of respect. I think that's what it is. Like, you don't respect anyone else's time, so I don't give a fuck. If you call me, I'm picking up, or I'm calling you back, or I'm texting you if I can't, right? If I'm busy doing something. But I'm not just gonna ignore you for hours and be like, "Oh, sorry, my bad." Like, no, that's fucking stupid. You're pretending, and it's absolutely stupid. I never understood it. Yeah, I used to do that. I used to wait like 10 minutes before responding to someone, and it fucking annoyed me every time I did that, so I just stopped. That's also why I don't like Snapchat, because Snapchat's fucking horrible. It's so toxic. I don't know how that shit's still alive. I don't like dating apps either. I don't like a lot of stuff. But like, I'm not gonna like hate all over it. I'm just venting it out right now, like, I think dating apps are pretty stupid. I believe in like meeting people in person. I also believe if you look at someone, and my scale is a little different than most people's, like, I think here's my scale. Okay. I wouldn't pursue anyone who's lower than an 8 and above. That's it. Right. But that's just looks. You could be an 8, but have the personality of an 11, and it moves you up, right? It bumps you up the scale, right? So there's tons of different things. You could be a 10 in looks and have the personality of a chicken nugget. You could be an absolute idiot and you're bumped down the scale. I'm not even gonna talk to you. Like, I'm out. Or you could be, you could be a 9, or you could be an 11. You could be the most beautiful person I've ever seen, and you could have the greatest personality ever, and I will only entertain and pursue anyone I perceive as an 8 or above, whether that be looks and personality, whatever. I want someone who I can actually relate to and enjoy conversation with, deep conversation with, someone who can make me reflect on everything that I maybe didn't see or think about. They can give me new perspective and new information on certain things, right? If I don't know anything about painting, but I'm interested and you know everything about painting there is, you're Bob Ross reincarnation, heck yeah, man, teach me everything, right? And vice versa. If you don't know anything about this book, oh, you're learning everything, canon, non-canon, lore, everything. You're learning everything if you want, right? I also look for someone who can take care of my needs and take care of themselves, right? Because if we both take care of ourselves, we're going to be good, and then we come together. We should be two separate people. A relationship should be two separate people coming together, and something beautiful is formed. But I don't believe in finding your quote unquote other half. I think like twin flame stuff, I used to believe in that, and I just think it's so stupid. You should be whole. God fills the hole in your heart. You should be whole with God and yourself, and then find someone else, so you got two hearts. Boom. And if they leave and they take that other heart, you're still complete, you're still whole, you're unfazed, right? You may hurt a little bit, but if they were always number 3, or and you were always 2 and God was always number 1, you like I've felt this, and people fucked me over and people disappointed me, because yes, I had expectations and they fucked me over, and now they crossed my boundaries and they left. They had to go. And yeah, it hurt for a little bit, a few minutes, maybe a day, but boom, we're back, right? Moved on. Maybe I thought about him a little bit, but it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's a romantic relationship or a friendship or whatever it is. If you don't ever put them above yourself and God, you can't get your heart broken, because you're already whole, right? So I've only ever put one other person and myself over God, right? I put one person over me and God. That's the only heartbreak I've ever experienced, and I've only put myself over God, and never again, right? So I just lost my complete train of thought, but that's that. Everything I just talked about completely went out the window right there. I have no clue what I just said. We're gonna move on. That was really funny. Ooh, this is good. I was in my notes and I was thinking, I'm 19. I'm 19 years old. I'm not 30. I'm not 45 with kids and a house with a mortgage and debt and a wife. I don't have liabilities like that. I don't have things that are weighing me down. And sometimes we artificially create these and manifest these things that bog us down, weigh us down, that trap us. But right now, I'm so freaking young. I'm so young. And I realized that the other day, because I feel like I'm at the mental capacity of a 29-year-old. But I'm thinking, okay, look back to where you were 8 months, 9 months, a year ago. Where you were a year ago now, and then you now, it's like two completely different people. And then go back a month ago, and then 2 months and 3 months ago, then go back 6 months ago. Like, it's just, I feel like I'm a new person every single month because I'm doing that much growth. And some people don't see that. Most people, I don't think anyone really sees it, but me and God, and that's okay. I don't really give a fuck. But it would be nice to be appreciated, right? And validated for all the growth that you do. But ultimately, it doesn't matter because I'm the one who sees it and God sees it. And I know we're still moving, we're still making progress. So it doesn't really matter in the end. Like, I'm getting better at this podcasting shit. I don't know what music I'm going to throw over this, but we're going to do something. And I'm enjoying this. Like, this has literally been mainly off the top of my head. I got a few notes written down, but I've literally just been going on a tangent about random things, and it's just wherever God pulls me, right? But anyways, we're getting better at this shit. Always improving. I'm really going all in on this for 90 days, and then from there we reflect. I like putting time, not time constraints, but like a set time on certain things. Like, okay, I'll give it this much time, then I can do something about it, right? Like I said a while back, I said I won't say the second one because it's a little personal, but I won't cut my hair until September 1st. That's what I said, and I'm sticking to it. Like, I'm not cutting the top. I can trim the sides, but I'm not cutting my hair. I'm not hacking it all off. I'm not getting a buzz or anything until September 1st, and on that day, I can reflect and I can be like, okay, where do I want to go from here? Do I want to chop it all off? Do I want to do this, that, or the other? I can do whatever I want, but I have free reign, but on September 1st and up. But until then, I'm not doing shit. I can trim it, but I'm not doing anything to the top of my hair. I'm sorry I cursed there. I'd like to refrain from cursing a little excessively. So it's kind of nice because now I'm like, okay, I'm going all in for 90 days, and it doesn't feel like a lifelong commitment. It's like, okay, after 90 days, August 10th or October 10th, once we hit that day, right? And we can reflect. We can be like, okay, do we want to continue with this? Do we change things up and get ready for season 2? Or do we just say, screw it, we didn't see enough growth, we didn't see enough progress, we're not, maybe we do it for fun, but we don't go serious with it, right? So I don't know. But until then, we're all in on this shit, and we're serious about it. And there needs to be that level of seriousness, or you won't stick to it and you won't get things done, right? That's why so many people, when you take it day by day and you don't get ahead of yourself, it's so much more tangible. It's so much easier, because if you're worried about 10 days from now, 100 days from now, a year from now, the rest of your life, it weighs you down, and it's so scary. It's like trying to read, if you're just starting to pick up reading again and you want to read a whole chapter, maybe that's a little too much. It depends on the book, but if it's like a pretty hefty chapter, maybe you should just stick to a few pages. Like when I started reading the Bible, the scariest thing is picking it up and starting, right? So starting is the hardest. It only goes up from here. It only gets easier. The more episodes I do, this is episode 8, by episode 20 something, 30 something, it's going to be a breeze. It's too easy. Even now, recording now, in hour 15, I mean, last episode 7 was our longest episode. It was hour 4 minutes and 34 seconds, I think, off the top of my head. That was pretty good. I think that's right. But it was like one of our longest recordings. It was our longest episode, and it felt pretty easy, and this one feels even easier. Like, this is so freaking easy. At 20 something minutes, like around 30 minutes, it felt pretty hard, but once we started going, like, it was really, really easy. After that, it was just a breeze. So the more episodes you record, the easier it gets. The more you go to the gym, the easier it gets. The more you paint and practice and whatever it is, the easier it gets. The more you read consistently, the easier it gets, even if it's only a few pages. There's the 2-minute rule, where this guy, he went into the gym 2 minutes every single day. He'd go walk around. Like, first day, he would go to the gym, he'd walk around, look at the weights, maybe pick one up, put it down, whatever. and I'm not directly quoting this, but I remember hearing this, so I can't take credit for it. But I apply this to my life. And it's what helped me start reading the Bible. And he picked up the weights and he put it down, whatever. Out of shape guy, and he really wanted to get back in the gym, but it was scary to go and commit for a long period of time. So for like 30 days or something crazy like that, he would just go in, maybe 2 minutes, 5 minutes. He would just lift a little bit, do like one exercise, and then he would leave. Right? That's all he had to commit to. It's like, okay, I'm gonna commit. I find that if I take a cold shower for 4 minutes, I'm in there for 5 and 6, because it just becomes easy at a certain point. But you have to make it tangible for you to even get in. Oh, that was so good. What I just said right there was so good. I gotta pat myself on the back for that. I've been doing that. It was just off the top of my head, but it's like, I get in for 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes, and I'm like, this is easy. I'm in for 5 and 6. I'm taking a normal shower, and it's freezing cold, but I love it, and it feels like it's warm, because I tell myself it's warm, and I got in the first place, right? The first few minutes are hard, but after that, it's easy. What am I saying? If you say like it's or if you're tired, if you say you're tired, you're gonna be tired. If you say it's easy, it's gonna be easy. If you say the water's warm, it's warm. Like, you trick yourself into that, right? So if you go in for, if you go in for like 2 minutes and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna do 2 minutes of this one thing. I'm gonna work out for 2 minutes. I'm gonna run for 2 minutes. I'm gonna go on a walk for a few minutes. Like, you just make it super, super easy. Once you get the consistency down, then you're like, okay, I'm gonna go for 5 minutes. Oh, this is too easy. Let me go for 7. Oh, let me do. But you have that baseline 5 minutes, right? So when you don't feel like doing it, oh, it's just 5 minutes. And then sometimes you may do a half an hour because you just want to do it. And then some days you may just do 10 minutes or 5 minutes because you don't feel like doing it. But if it's so easy to do that baseline goal, it's nice to have that consistency and be able to go above and beyond. And then you feel so much better because you're like, oh man, yes, you kind of set the bar low, but you can always raise the bar. But if you set the bar super high, it's harder you feel shitty when you lower it. So raise the bar as you go, right? Don't just set it super high, and don't set it down at, ground level, basement level, right? Put it at a challenging part. Maybe going in for 10 minutes and walking for 10 minutes or jogging for 10 minutes is a little tough. Or a mile seems a little too difficult. Let's do 800 meters. Let's do a half mile. Or let's do a half mile. Or 2 miles is too difficult. Let's do a mile. Let's do a mile and a half. Whatever it is. Let's do 100 meters. And then we'll pack up and go home. That's it. But after a while, it becomes easy because you do it for so long. So just starting is the hardest. Also, quitting things are difficult. I've dealt with also like people with addictions. It usually, at least I believe that every time we do something, it's to fulfill an underlying desire, right? If you long for someone to be with, then it's probably because you don't love yourself enough, or you're not getting enough love around you, that you want more, you need more, or you're not satisfied with yourself, right? One thing that Trevor Noah talked about, and I love the way he talked about it, was physical intimacy. And I saw a video on TikTok, or it was the Healthy Gamer GG. I was watching one of his videos, and he was, he watched the video of this woman on TikTok where she was like, I haven't gotten hugged in forever, and I'm, people deal with not liking being touched, but at the same time their body needs that physical intimacy. And with everyone so divided and separated, we lack that physical intimacy often, especially with like the pandemic and things like that. And then after, people are more secluded, isolated, alone, whatever, lonelier than ever. People are suffering from mental health problems. And number one thing, right now, the number of people believing in God, the percentage is lower than it's probably ever been in the US. I'm pretty sure it's like 51% of people believe in hell, and then like 41% of people believe God exists. That doesn't even mean Christians, right? So I'm pretty sure that was a statistic I saw. I don't know if that's 100% true. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. And I was like, man, it's fucking sad, because God cured me of all the mental bullshit, all of that, depression, anxiety, all that. He cures me from it constantly. Every single day, he loves me and he protects me and he cleanses me and he watches over me and he keeps all that BS from me, because he knows I suffer with it for so long, right? So I don't, it doesn't serve me, and he doesn't want that for me. So he cured me of it instantaneously. And I wish people would find God more. But anyways, people need other people. I say it myself, I'm too trapped, and that's why I think this job is a great opportunity for me, because then I can, number one, I'm able to help people. I'm able to have some money coming in, and I can put that towards investments, assets, liability, whatever. I can put that money somewhere that I choose. Excuse me. I can also talk about what you do when you buy or spend money, receive money, because I'll talk about that later. That's really important though. But we don't have time, because I'm gonna wrap up within the next few minutes. I'm gonna pray for us, and we're gonna get out of here. But physical intimacy is a real problem that we're having, because we're going through a recession of physical and just intimacy in general. We're not seeing people, we're not getting out enough, and everyone's scared of everyone. Guys are scared to ask or talk to girls, and girls are scared of guys, so it's just no one gets anywhere. And that's why, because with guys, you talk to a girl, you go up and talk to a girl, and you're labeled as they could label you as a creep, or they could put out a false allegation, or they could do tons of crazy shit, just because you were trying to talk to her and say hi and introduce yourself. And girls are afraid of guys because they hear about attacks and harassment and all that, and they're they're on the defense all the time. So it comes from both sides. No one singular gender or person is at fault there. It's like the girls scared of guys, and for good reason, and guys are scared of girls for good reason. So it's tricky. It's really tricky and difficult, and ultimately I think we just gotta wait for God to set everything up for us, because real love is effortless, in my opinion. Real love, you should be able to have different disagreements and not argue. No one should raise their voice. That's another thing. I won't be in a relationship with someone who will raise their voice at me, or yell, or say mean things, or hurtful things, or throw things, or get violent in any aspect. I will never harm a significant other. I will never yell at them. I will maybe raise your voice. Raising your voice is different than yelling, right? Because yelling and screaming is completely different than maybe raising the tone of your voice, and maybe the loudness of it. The lounge, is that the name for it? I think that's... Hold on, let me look that up. That's a good word. I remember hearing that. Lounge. Okay, lounge was definitely not the right word, but loudness, right? So that's different. But I will never, ever, and I respect a person enough to not ever be like that. I just won't. And I expect the same back. I don't think violence is the answer, because you can have a disagreement and it can be civil, but I know it's hard when emotions are high, but it's I've gone through and I've experienced that, where I've been presented with horrible information that I should be angry or violent, but I handled it in a calm way, and I'm really proud of myself for that. So I need to continue to do that, and I want to. Okay, we're an hour and 16 and 33. I'm gonna pray for us and we're gonna get out of here. We're over the time already, which I'm really glad we made it this far again. It felt effortless. Man, I'm so hungry. I low-key want to eat. It's 10:14. Oh man. Alright, we're gonna pray and get out of here. Dear Lord, thank you for letting us get through this episode. Thank you for everyone listening right now. Thank you for the food I am able to eat. Thank you, Lord, for this music that I'm able to listen to. Thank you for these people listening and for protecting them all of their lives and caring for them and loving them. Please let them all find you, and please let the state of the world not get to us. All these opportunities that are out there and these obstacles that we need to overcome, please don't let us be discouraged. Please let us do our best and not get consumed by media and be negative. Let's all stay positive and love everyone and everything and praise you, Lord, and love you and put you first and put us second and everyone else third. In Jesus' name, in your name and your love, I pray. Amen. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here with me. Yeah, man, this has been good. This is gonna be episode 8. This will go up tomorrow. I'm gonna promise you that. It's Thursday tomorrow, Friday the 4th. I'm really proud of us for recording, even though it's getting late. I need to eat, brush my teeth, go to bed. I gotta get up early, and I got stuff to do. I gotta get shit done. Sorry for cursing there. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I'm gonna find some music to play over the back of this. I hope you guys like the music. I think it's much easier for me to listen to myself. I think that's selfishly why I do it, because not only does it keep not only me but you guys engaged, but it's easier for me to listen to back and cut clips up. I've been super defensive on cutting up clips because I just don't like listening to my voice. Like right now I feel like it sounds so much different in my ears than when it sounds recorded on a mic. So we'll see. I love you all. Thank you for being here with me. I will see you guys. This is going up tomorrow, Friday, and then I will record again and upload it Monday. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow and then Monday. Peace.